Hello and God bless you. Welcome. This is a response to Netwriter. Netwriter made a video entitled, "Is God a Liar?" At the end of his video, he made 3 questions. Is God a liar? Is the Bible a liar? Or is there any other type of explanation for why he really hasn't felt the power of God? And Netwriter, in his channel, I started searching through his channel to see what I can find and see how I can help this brother. And the thing with Netwriter is that I see he has a really big hatred towards Christianity. It's around 90% of his videos are focused on Christianity and making fun of Christianity. So I can definitely tell Netwriter that something has happened in your past when it comes to either a family member who was a Christian who forced you to go to church when you were a child. Because I understand you had told me when we had spoken through email that I believe you were raised in the church and taken to church every day and all that stuff. Or you had a bad experience with the church. The reason I say this, Netwriter, is because you're asking, why is it that God is not showing you the same type of evidence he showed Moses, Adam, and Eve, and many others? Well, before God can demonstrate to you his power, before God can demonstrate to you his grace, there has to be something deep within you that asks God to do so. You have to submit to God. Many times we have an attitude in which God has to show me it and that's it. If he doesn't want to show me who he is, then you know what? Forget it. And that's called pride. And pride affects us a lot, my brother. Because many times we let pride get in the way of us coming to Christ and coming to him humble. Coming to him in a way that we allow him to speak to us, allow him to move in us. Now God deals with us in different ways. But the fact that you're telling me that you've been a Christian for 40 years, and after those 40 years of you being a Christian, you stopped being a Christian, and now the truth set you free, as you stated, and because the truth set you free, you now know that Christianity is false. That's hard to believe that you were a Christian for 40 years. It's really hard for me to believe that, because of the fact that, first and foremost, you were a Christian for 40 years and you didn't experience anything in God. So, in your video you asked, is God a liar? However, I asked you, and I asked the thousands of members that watch your video, supporting your view towards hatred on Christianity, is Netwriter a liar? How does it feel for me to say, is Netwriter a liar? It doesn't feel good. Why doesn't it feel good? Because I haven't taken time to get to know you. I haven't taken time to build a relationship with you. So how am I going to call you a liar if I haven't taken time to actually meet you? Humble myself and say, you know what, Netwriter? Let's talk via the phone. We've talked via YouTube, but I cannot call you a liar because me and you have really not connected. And that's what's happening here. You're asking if God is a liar. How can you know if he's a liar or not if you've never given him an opportunity? 40 years you're saying you've been a Christian. 40 years and then you stop believing in God all of a sudden. Would you be in a marriage for 40 years if your mate was not showing you love? If your mate didn't demonstrate to you love? If your mate didn't demonstrate to you that she loved you? That's hard to believe. That's hard to believe. The Word of God in James chapter 4 verse 7 says, submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil and he'll flee from you. My friend, I don't believe you ever submitted to God. I believe that during those 40 years that you were a Christian, most likely you either followed a man-made religion, you really never submitted to God, you allowed pride to get in the way, or someone let you down in the faith. And because of that, you've been running from it all along. You're asking great questions. Is God a liar? Is the Bible a liar? But I ask you and your audience member a question. Is Netwriter a liar? And you'll say, well, how can you say is Netwriter a liar? You don't know him. Well, the same I say to you. You say God is a liar. You say the Bible is a liar. But you haven't taken time to get to know the Word. You haven't taken time to get to know God. Think about that. It's easy to talk about something without knowing about it. But I ask you to read the Word of God. I ask you to give God an opportunity. Submit yourself to God. I guarantee you, God is calling many of you watching this video right now through His channel. God is calling many of you. But you cannot judge God if you've never tried Him. You cannot judge God if you've never once have tried to build a relationship with Him. May God bless you. Love you a lot. And this is just a humble response. I'm not going to get into arguments with Netwriter. I want to keep this focused on Christ. And the most important thing here is that if you want to experience God in your life, you have had to have met Him. You have had to have met Him for you to experience something with Him. And once you experience the awe of God, that's not something that lasts for 10 or 15 years and then goes away. Once you experience the power of God, that lives with you. And there's nothing like it. Nothing. God bless.